Hello guys, how are you doing? This is Dr. Shweta Malani and I'm back again with another video, and this time today I'm going to discuss past 10 years board question papers, and the chapter that we have chosen today is class 12 chapter 5 Principles of Inheritance and Variation. So it will be from 2011 to 2020. Before we go ahead with discussion of paper, I just want to remind you once again of the question paper pattern of the board examination. As you know, the question paper pattern of board examination goes like this, that you have 18 marks question coming in the board exam from this chapter. I again repeat, 18 marks questions are asked from this chapter in the board examination. It is by far the highest. If you see, all other units have marks lower than this unit, and this is about the entire unit, which includes 3 chapters, right? So this is a very important unit for we will have a glance at the new question paper pattern as well. If you look at this, you can see it well, that from this year the question paper pattern has changed. We will have 5 1-mark questions, and the 1-mark question that will come from this year, they will be basically MCQ type. We will have 7 2-mark questions, 9 3-mark questions, and again 3 3-mark questions, but these will be little bit concept based, and then we will have 3 5-mark questions. So I have also taken you can see here, this is the question paper pattern as it is given in the question paper. Please make the video pause for some time, go through it thoroughly to know what will be the new question paper pattern as per the new CBSE rules. Without wasting time, we'll enter into discussing the questions. 2011. In 2011, one 5-mark question came from this chapter, and one 5-mark or 5-mark question also came from this chapter. So in totality, 10 marks question they came from this chapter. Now let us move one by one. The question that was asked of 5 marks was, describe the mechanism of pattern of inheritance of ABO blood group in humans. I just want to tell you this, please remember this. This is the most important question that comes in the board exam from this chapter. It stands number 1, right? That is the pattern of inheritance in ABO blood group system. It can come for a 1-mark, 2-mark, 3-mark, 5-mark, but this is a very important question. Now, before I show you the marking scheme or the answer, I just want to discuss it. What is the pattern of inheritance in ABO blood group system? You have 3 alleles, that is IA, IB, I0. They are all found on the same locus, so we call them as to be multiple alleles, of which IA and IB are codominant, and IA and I0 and IB and I0 are dominant recessive. They have the relationship of this total 6 genotype and 4 phenotypes are formed. So this is the pattern of inheritance. Now let us look into the marking scheme as to what the answer was given. Human blood group is determined by the glycoprotein or the antigen A and antigen B. There are 3 alleles, IA, IB and I0. Hence it is called as multiple allelism. Of this, IA and IA I0 will be A blood group, IB I0 will be B blood group, IA will be AB blood group, and I0 will be O blood group. That means you can very clearly see it here. There are 6 genotypes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 genotype, and it is giving rise to 4 phenotype A, B, AB and O. In the case of A, B and O, law of dominance is the pattern of inheritance. Jabki IA and IB are co-dominant. That means both of them, they express themselves completely when they come as a heterozygote. So this is the pattern. If you want, you can, in fact, I will either upload this video, you can pause the video and write these answers in your copies. This is a very, very, very important question that will come in the board examination. The OR question for this chapter was also from there was an OR question from this chapter. Why is hemophilia generally observed in human males? This is the second most important question that comes from this chapter. I again repeat, the second most important question that will come from this chapter, that is, why is hemophilia normally observed in males? Why? Because male, this is a X-linked recessive trait. Hemophilia is due to an X-linked recessive trait. You know that it is XH. This is how we write hemophilia. And since male has only one X chromosome, so even if the mother is a carrier, the male will be hemophilic. For a female to be hemophilic, the mother has to be a carrier and the father has to be a hemophilic patient. Only then the female can be hemophilic. So that was the A part. We will look into the answers very shortly. Second, a pregnant female, human female was advised to go MTP. It was diagnosed by a doctor that the fetus she is carrying has developed from a zygote formed by XX egg fertilized by Y carrying sperm. Why was she advised to undergo MTP? See what it is saying. It was observed that the female had XX egg, that is egg में there was no separation जो हम लोग की बात करते हैं वो नहीं हुआ, non-disjunction नहीं हुआ, and the egg was XX and the sperm was normal carrying Y. So obviously बच्चे का genotype क्या बना होगा? XXY. That means the child must have been an abnormal child, that is a Klinefelter syndrome, and then you had to write about the syndrome of the Klinefelter disease, right? So let us look into the answer scheme once. Now if you look at the first part was related to hemophilia. You can see it's written clearly. Hemophilia is caused by a recessive gene on X chromosome. Male में hemophilia होने के लिए XHY होना चाहिए. In that case, even if the mother is a carrier, he will be hemophilic. Female को hemophilic होने के लिए XX होना चाहिए. That means the father has to be hemophilic and the mother has to be a carrier. This was your part A का answer. Now let us look at the part B answer. It was a trisomy of sex chromosome. The karyotype of the child would have been XXY. This disease is called as Klinefelter syndrome. So she would have had the following problems: overall masculine development, however female development, that is gynecomastia, would have been found, and such female would have been sterile. You had to write about all its symptoms, right? So you got this is the number of questions that were asked in 2011. Now we will come to 2012. 2012 में आपका क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा गया? From this chapter about 9 marks questions were asked. You can see one 1 mark question, one 3 mark question, and one 5 mark question was asked, right? So coming to the first one, a garden pea plant produced axial white flowers. Another of the same species produced terminal violet flowers. Identify the dominant trait. ये पूछ रहा है axial and violet, axial white and दूसरा था terminal violet. So let us just write it once first. यहाँ पर ये दो कैरेक्टर लिया है. एक तो लिया है flower position, that is axial and terminal, and दूसरा कैरेक्टर लिया है flower color. This was white and the other was violet. पूछ रहा है इनमें से dominant trait आप बताइए, right? So you know it very well of axial and this terminal. Axial is the dominant, and among white and violet it is violet which is the dominant trait, right? So this was half plus half. It came as a 1 mark question. The next question is explain the phenomena of multiple allelism and codominance, taking blood group as an example. What is the phenotype of the following? I just now told you this is by far the most important question in the board exam. It has a tendency to get repeated year after year. So we have already discussed it, so we will not take much time to rediscuss it. Let us just move into the marking scheme first. Okay, so it has 1 gene, 3 alleles, as we know. So this is a case of multiple allelism. It has asked you to explain that it is a case of multiple allelism as well as a case of codominance. So this is multiple allelism of which 2 allele I and IB equally influence the formation of antigen A and B. So it is a case of codominance. उसके बाद पूछा था what is the phenotype of IA and A. I naught, you know that the answer is A blood group, and I naught is O blood group, right? So these are the questions that were asked from this was, I think, a 5 mark, no, I think this was, it must have been a 2 mark question, yeah, 3 mark question. So this was the 3 mark question that was asked. Now moving on to the 5 mark question. The 5 mark question that was asked was, explain a monohybrid cross taking seed coat color in Pisum sativum and work up to F2 generation. Normally what is given in your NCERT is regarding tall and dwarf, but here it is asking you have to take seed coat color, this, and then you have to work it till F2 generation. That is very easy. Then you have to write the laws of inheritance that can be derived from such a cross. You know that we derived 2 laws from monohybrid cross. One was the law of dominance and the other was the law of segregation. How is the phenotypic ratio of F2 generation different in a dihybrid cross? फिर ये पूछ रहा है आपको, अगर मोनोहाइब्रिड क्रॉस का ये F2 जनरेशन का जीनोटिपिक रेशियो है तो डाइहाइब्रिड क्रॉस में उसका जीनोटिपिक रेशियो क्या होता है? You can have a good glance at the entire question, right, before we go into its marking scheme. So moving on to its marking scheme, please let us look in the board once. पहला था, आपको बोला था सीड कलर को देखते हुए आप मेंडल के मोनोहाइब्रिड क्रॉस को वर्क करिए. सो यू कैन सी इट हियर, इट इज कैपिटल Y, small y, one is yellow, one is green. The F1 generation was capital Y, small y, that means it turned out to be yellow. It formed 2 gametes, they were selfing. You do selfing, so 2 gametes here, 2 gametes here. We are finding, you know, this, and I have not mentioned over here. Yeah, I mentioned it here. The phenotypic ratio will come out to be 3:1. That is 3 yellow and 1 green, and the genotypic ratio will be 1:2:1. Capital Y is to capital Y, small y is to small y will be 1:2:1. The laws that came out of it was law of dominance. In a contrasting pair, only one member of the pair dominates, and the second was the law of segregation, that is factors or alleles segregate from each other such that the gamete receives only one of the 2 factors. Now let me tell you, this answer which is here on the board is from the original CBSE marking scheme. Still, I will insist that in your NCERT, law of dominance is given in 3 points. So please write all those 3 points whenever you have to write the law. Then it asked how will be the phenotypic ratio in F2 generation, how would it have differed had it been a dihybrid cross? So had it been a dihybrid cross, instead of 3:1 ratio, the phenotypic ratio would have been 9:3:3:1. So this is how it would have differed, right? So this is about your 5 mark question coming in the year, I think this is 2012. This is the 5 mark question that came from this chapter. Now we will move to the next year, that is 2013. In 2013 you can see 1 2 mark question, 1 3 mark question and 1 5 mark का और का question came. That means ऐसे तो 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 5 mark का और, that means you can add another 5 over here. So many questions they came in this exam. That means very important chapter, right? So let us go one by one. The 2 mark question was a cross between red flower bearing plant and a white flower bearing plant of Antirrhinum produced all plants having pink flowers. Work out a cross to explain how this is possible. It is saying that in Antirrhinum you took a red colored flower, then you crossed it with a white colored flower, and the F1 generation was all of them had pink colors flowers. Now work out a cross to explain how this is possible. It is asking you to work out on this cross. right? So you know this will be capital R, capital R, this will be small r, this will come out to be capital R, small r. यहाँ mention नहीं किया है आपको F2 तक करना है कि नहीं करना है, but I will insist F2 कर लो, ठीक है? फिर यहाँ से आप इनको cross करना. We will be going into the marking scheme immediately to see how it is solved. So I am not going to solve it entirely over here. How is this possible? Because it is a case of incomplete dominance. That means in presence of the alternative allele. That means in presence of the alternative allele, this dominant allele is not able to express itself completely. So let us see what is there in the marking scheme. In marking scheme, they have given only till Fn generation. As you can see here, it is red and white. It will form capital R, small r. Fn generation is pink. Neither of the gene is completely dominant. So an intermediate effect is produced. Half plus half, 1 mark, and total it is a 2-mark question. Right? Half mark, 1 mark is on this diagram. You have to work it out, the cross, and 1 mark was on the explanation part. Right? So this is the 2-mark question. Now let us move to the 3-mark question. I told you again and again, hemophilic, sex-linked inheritance. Why is male more chances of being hemophilic than female? This is very important question after the codominance and the ABO blood group inheritance. Why are human females really hemophilic? We have just done it, so I'm not going to waste time, because for a female to be hemophilic, the mother has to be a carrier and the father must be hemophilic. How do they suffer? That means you have to give the symptoms of its disease. Now let us look here. Hemophilia is a sex-linked recessive disorder. This you have to always write in the beginning. Now female to be hemophilic, I told you, you require both the eggs to be affected. And if this is possible only if the mother is carrier and father is hemophilic. And what is the symptom? It leads to non-stop bleeding and no clotting. Okay? So this is how 1 plus 1, this is 2, and the symptoms half plus half. So this is the 3-mark question. This is how it had to be attempted. Moving to the 5-mark question asked from this chapter. Explain the mechanism of sex determination in humans. Differentiate between male heterogamity and female heterogamity with the help of an example each. I think the A part is one of the easiest question you could have actually expected. Explain the mechanism of sex determination in humans. Now, human में sex determination में, you know, the female is XX, the male is XY. If, you know, the female will form only one type of gamete, that is X. Male will form 2 types of gamete, X and Y. If X fuses with X, it will be X and X. If X fuses with Y, it will be X and Y. That means the sex of the child is decided not by the female but by the male. Right? So this is about the sex determination. Now heterogamety. Male heterogamety and female heterogamety. Now heterogamety is when you are, the gene, the sex chromosome is in a heterozygous fashion. So human case में there is male heterogamety. That means the male has the tendency to form 2 types of gamete. But in case of birds, you have learnt it, very, very important. In birds, it is the female which is heterogamete. The female makes 2 types of gamete, Z and W. Right? So this is here. Now let us look into the marking scheme as given by the board CBSE, as given by CBSE. Let us look into the marking scheme. In human females, XX and X male is XY. We have 2 types of gamete. This is quick. We'll go quick through this. Male heterogamety का example आपका यहाँ दिया है grasshopper. Grasshopper भी दे सकते थे X0. ड्रोसोफिला भी देख सकते थे XY, ह्यूमन भी देख सकते थे XY. Here the male produces 2 types of gamete. Female heterogamety में you have to study only one example, that is ZW. Here the female produces 2 types of gamete. Is that clear? So this is the question, 5-mark question that came in the year 2013. Now let us move to the next year, 2014. In 2014, 11 mark. Imagine. Out of 18 marks, 11 marks coming from only one chapter. Questions came, 1 mark, 2 mark question, 2 3-mark question. Now let us move one by one. The 1 mark question was, mention any 2 contrasting traits with respect to seed in pea plant that was studied by Mendel. तो मेंडल ने तो सीड में दो कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग पढ़ा था, सीड शेप एंड सीड कलर, राइट? सो दिस इज राउंड एंड wrinkled and yellow and green with respect to क्या लिखा है, टू कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग with respect to seeds. So the seed shape में it could be round or wrinkled and the seed color में it could have been yellow or green. So these are the two characters from seed which Mendel had actually studied. Moving on to the next question. In Snapdragon, a cross between red flower and true breeding white flowers showed a progeny all pink flowers. The appearance of pink flower is not known as blending. Why? What is this phenomena known as? Once again you see there is a question from incomplete dominance, right? We have already done it, so we are not going to waste time. We'll just quickly move on to the marking scheme for this question. So the marking scheme goes as this. In Snapdragon, capital R is not completely dominant over small r. Small r remains in its originality and reappears in the F2 generation. Take the appearance of first question was the appearance of pink flower is not known as blending. Yes, ये देखो आपके इसने कैसे explain किया. I'll make you understand it how they have actually explained it. ये ऐसा कह रहा है कि आपने actually to write it somewhere, ये कह रहा है कि आपने एक plant लिया say red, capital R, दूसरा आपने लिया white small, F1 generation आपका क्या बना, capital R small r and this turned out to be pink. पिंक अगर ब्लेंडिंग होता, ब्लेंड कर गया होता तो F2 जनरेशन में वापस व्हाइट रीअपीयर नहीं करता, लेकिन जब हम इसको क्रॉस करते हैं तो F2 जनरेशन में रेड, पिंक एंड व्हाइट दे रीअपीयर. व्हाइट का रीअपीयर करना दिस इज एक्चुअली अ सिंबॉलिक कि व्हाइट आपका ब्लेंड नहीं किया. आप ऐसा सोचो ना, आपकी पैलेट में रेड कलर है, व्हाइट कलर है, एक बार वो ब्लेंड कर गया तो आप थोड़ा ना पिंक में से व्हाइट वापस निकाल सकते हैं. तो क्योंकि F2 जनरेशन में व्हाइट कलर फिर से अपीयर किया, दैट मींस इट हैड नॉट ब्लेंडेड विद ईच अदर. दिस इज व्हाट इट इज राइटिंग ओवर हियर. सो लुक इट हियर, R इज अ डोमिनेंट एंड नॉट कंप्लीटली डोमिनेंट ओवर R. R डोमिनेंट है लेकिन कंप्लीटली डोमिनेंट नहीं है. एंड स्मॉल r आपका F2 जनरेशन में फिर से व्हाइट के फॉर्म में रीअपीयर करता है. सो व्हाट इज दिस फेनोमेना कॉल्ड एज? दिस फेनोमेना इज कॉल्ड एज इनकम्प्लीट डोमिनेंस, राइट? सो नाउ लेट अस मूव. दिस वाज द 1 mark question that was asked. Now let us move to the 2 mark question. Explain with one example phenomena of codominance and multiple allelism. I told you now, this question has a tendency to repeat year after year. See, again we got a repetition. So we'll do it very quickly because we have already done it twice. So AB of blood group is an example of multiple allelism because there are 3 alleles, capital A, IA, IB and I naught. And when IA and IB are present together, the blood group is AB. Both of them they express itself. So this is a case of codominance. Great. Now let us move to the next 2 mark question. Why is pedigree analysis done in the study of human genetics? State the conclusions that can be drawn from it. Pedigree analysis. Chali, for a change we had a new topic. Why it is used in the study of human genetics? Because here I told you you cannot have forced marriages, as well as the number of offsprings per generation is not so high. ठीक? State the conclusions that can be drawn from it. अभी तो मैं अपने से बोल रही हूँ, फिर मैं मार्किंग स्कीम देखेंगे. हम पेडिग्री देखकर ये बता सकते हैं whether the gene under consideration is a dominant or a recessive, is it an autosomal or it is a sex linked, and what is the probability of its occurrence in the next generation if a specific type of marriage occurs. ऐसा मैंने आपको पढ़ाया था, राइट? लेकिन चलिए देखते हैं मार्किंग स्कीम में क्या लिखा है. मार्किंग स्कीम में लिखा है ह्यूमन बीइंग में आप पेडिग्री एनालिसिस इसलिए नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि कंट्रोल्ड क्रॉसेस पॉसिबल नहीं है, जो अभी हम लोग बात कर रहे थे. कंट्रोल क्रॉस मींस यू कैन नॉट force 2 people to marry just to see as to what the offspring will look like. Second, state the conclusions. It can be used to find out whether the trait under study is dominant or is it recessive or is it sex linked, and analysis of the trait in several generations. That means to trace the pattern of inheritance. जो मैंने आपको बोला था वही है कि एनसीईआरटी को यहाँ वर्बैटिम वो लोग कोट करते हैं, क्योंकि बोर्ड एग्जाम में इट इज वेरी गुड टू बी फॉर योर आंसर्स टू बी एज क्लोज टू योर एनसीईआरटी. So this is the 3 mark question that had come. Now let us move to the next question. I think this should be again a 3 mark question only. Identify A, B, C, D, E and F in the table given below. Right? So अगर Down syndrome है, right? Then what are the symptoms? आपसे 2 symptom पूछा है Down syndrome का. You have learned so much. है ना, like you know, circular head, mental retardation, and so many things we have studied. Now, what will be the sex of the child if he is suffering from Down syndrome? It can be both male and female. We will write both. Why? Because Down syndrome is an autosomal linked disorder and not a sex linked disorder. Now, let us come to B. What? Okay, this was B. We have already done it. Now let us come to C. Which disease do you think it is when the genotype is X, X and Y? If it is X, X and Y, you know that the disease here should have been Klinefelter syndrome. And what will be the sex of the person? Since it has both X and Y, it will be overall masculine, though it will also have few feminine characters. ठीक है, it will be overall masculine, though a few feminine characters may be there as well. Now moving on to, we have done A, we have done B, we have done C, D. Now come to E. What are the symptoms of Turner's, syndrome? Turner's syndrome में, sterile ovaries and then rudimentary ovaries and short stature. You have done some. We will now see. And what will be the sex? Since it has only one X chromosome, obviously it will be female, though some male less, with overall a feminine characters, not maleness, there is no maleness over here. It will be a female, but with many rudimentary female characters. So now let us look what is there in the marking scheme. In the marking scheme, you can see here A represents a lot of characters, like here in A. Please go through your NCERT page 92. You will find them all. Short stature, small rounded head, furrowed tongue, partially open mouth, palm is broad, physical development retarded, psychomotor development retarded, and mental development retarded. You could have written any 2 of the following. See, it's given any 2, right? Now come here in B. It is saying it will be both male and female. See, both. Then here come to C. It is saying it's Klinefelter syndrome. We already did it. Here it is overall male. I told you. Then here E may you could have written any of the 2. Sterile ovaries, rudimentary ovaries, lack of secondary sexual characters. Any 2. And imagine 2 points are going to have half marks. That is the biggest problem. Okay? And the female, it is going to be overall. She will be female, right? So this was the question that was asked. Now we move to the next year. Next question. So, okay, next year itself, 2015, let us see what was asked. In 2015, 8 marks question came, 1 3 mark and 1 5 mark question. Now let us first browse through the first 3 mark question. During a monohybrid cross involving tall plants with dwarf pea plant, the offspring were tall and dwarf in equal ratio. Work out a cross to show how this is possible. ये आपसे पूछ रहे हैं, आपने एक मोनोहाइब्रिड क्रॉस किया, थोड़ा बहुत न्यूमेरिकल देखिए बोर्ड एग्जाम में भी आ जाता है. ये बोल रहा है कि आपने एक मोनोहाइब्रिड क्रॉस किया जिसमें आपने टॉल पी प्लांट को क्रॉस किया विथ ड्वार्फ, एंड आपके अगले जनरेशन में टॉल एंड ड्वार्फ दोनों आए in the ratio 1:1. Tall and dwarf, they appeared in the ratio 1:1. Now they are asking, how is this possible? Right? This is because here, the plant, this must have been heterozygous tall, and this must have been, dwarf is always homozygous. So अगर इसका हम पुनेट बनाएंगे, तो यहाँ पे ये 2 तरह का गैमेट बनेगा, right? कैपिटल T एंड स्मॉल t. 2 तरह का गैमेट बनेगा, यहाँ एक ही गैमेट बनेगा स्मॉल t. So the genotype will be capital T, small t, small t, small t. This will be tall, this will be dwarf. That means the tall plant was heterozygous tall, right? This means that the tall plant was heterozygous tall. So this was a 3-mark question in the CBSE marking scheme. They had drawn it, and similar process in a Punnett square will also be accepted. So you had to write the parent. I told you ना, there is a protocol of writing these answers. पहले लिखिए पेरेंट, फिर लिखिए गैमेट, फिर लिखिए जेनरेशन, फिर पूरा रेशो निकालिए, जीनोटाइप एंड फिनोटाइप, पूरा ऐसे क्लियर लिखिए. ये सीबीएसई का मार्किंग स्कीम है, ये मैंने नहीं बनाया आंसर यहाँ पर, ठीक है. सो नाउ वी विल मूव टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हाई आर थैलेसीमिया and hemophilia categorized as Mendelian disorder? Write the symptoms of these diseases, explain their pattern of inheritance in humans. अब ये थैलेसीमिया एंड हेमोफिलिया के बारे में, थैलेसीमिया के बारे में फर्स्ट टाइम क्वेश्चन 2015 में आया था, ठीक है. Why are they Mendelian disorders? ये आपको पूछ रहा है. They are Mendelian disorder. Why? Because they show all the pattern of inheritance as given by Mendel. That means they can be either they have the dominant recessive relationship and the pattern of inheritance is same. हम लोग ये बाकी स्कीम में देख लेते हैं. Write the symptoms. Symptom आपको लिखना है. Explain their pattern. आपको पूरा इनका पैटर्न को डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन करना है. Then write the genotype of normal parents producing hemophilic son. देखिए घुमा फिरा कर हेमोफिलिया पर फिर क्वेश्चन आ ही जाता है, ठीक है, कि अगर नॉर्मल पेरेंट्स हैं और बेटा हेमोफिलिक है, ऑब्वियसली इसका मतलब क्या है, फादर नॉर्मल है, क्योंकि फादर तो एक्स क्रोमोसोम देते नहीं है बेटे को, और मदर कैसी होगी, कैरियर होगी, और मदर का एक्स ही चला गया होगा बेटे को. ये तो हम लोग इतनी बार कर लिए हैं कि इसको तो हम लोग ओरली भी हम लोग डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. सो नाउ लेट अस कम टू द मार्किंग स्कीम. बोथ आर कॉज्ड ड्यू टू अल्टरेशन ऑफ अ सिंगल जीन. नाउ व्हाई आर दे कॉल्ड एज मेंडेलियन डिसऑर्डर्स, राइट. थोड़ा सा रुक कर see this video again, फिर थोड़ा सा रुक जाइए, रुक कर पॉज करके इनके सारे पॉइंट्स को उतार कर एनसीईआरटी का जो पेज है ना उसमें स्टेपल करके लगा लीजिए. एग्जाम वाले दिन इतना टाइम नहीं होगा कि आप पूरा वीडियो मेरा दोबारा देखेंगे और ये सब आंसर्स कहीं मिलेगा नहीं आपको इतना, वो भी सीबीएसई द्वारा एक्सेप्टेड आंसर, राइट. सो प्लीज पॉज इट एंड राइट इट, डू इट नाउ. बोथ आर ड्यू टू ऑल्टरेशन ऑफ अ सिंगल जीन. आपको पता है we are studying two types of disorders. Some are gene disorders, some are chromosomal disorders, and only gene disorders show Mendelian inheritance. Since it is caused due to mutation of a gene, since it is a gene disorder, so it is a case of Mendelian inheritance. ये आपका first point है, ठीक है. Symptoms of the pattern of inheritance. पहला तो ये why it is caused हो गया. अब पूछा symptom. थैलेसीमिया का symptom है anemia, ठीक, कॉज ड्यू टू डिफेक्टिव एब्नॉर्मल हीमोग्लोबिन. एंड हेमोफिलिया का है टू मच ब्लीडिंग. सो थैलेसीमिया में एनीमिया, दैट मींस आपका ब्लड का लॉस हो ब्लड का लॉस नहीं, आरबीसी आपके कम बनते हैं. और हेमोफिलिया में आपका नॉन स्टॉप ब्लीडिंग होता है इवन इन माइनर इंजरी. व्हाट इज द पैटर्न ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस? बोथ ऑफ देम आर ऑटोसोमल रिसेसिव इनहेरिटेंस पैटर्न. ऑटोसोमल रिसेसिव है, दैट मींस they will be inherited from a heterozygote parent or a carrier parent. Both of them are autosomal. That means say capital A small a, capital A small a, capital A small a. अगर दोनों पेरेंट heterozygous होंगे, carriers होंगे, तब बच्चा अफेक्टेड होगा. सी दिस इज आल्सो हेटेरोजाइगस. इसका ये ए मिलकर यहाँ पर स्मॉल ए आपका बना सकता है. बोथ ऑफ देम आर ऑटोसोमल रिसेसिव डिसऑर्डर. सो फ्रॉम टू कैरियर पेरेंट्स अ डिफेक्टिव चाइल्ड कैन बी born. राइट नाउ क्लास क्या है? राइट द जीनोटाइप ऑफ नॉर्मल पेरेंट्स producing hemophilic son. मैंने बताया था the mother has to be a carrier and the father has to be a normal. Now mother is hemophilia carrier, father is normal, so obviously इनका son hemophilic हो सकता है. This we have done it many times. Coming to the 2016, let us see what was the question paper pattern in 2016. 2016 में we had 6 marks questions coming from this chapter. 1 mark, 1 2 mark and 1 3 mark. The 1 mark question was as given here. A male honeybee has 16 chromosomes whereas its female has 32 chromosomes. Give one reason. Male आपको पता है honeybee is a case of haplodiploidy. That means the males are haploid and the females are diploid. ठीक है, अगर haploid हुआ तो it is going to be male, and अगर वो diploid हुआ it can be a female which can be either a worker or which can also be a queen bee. ठीक, so इसीलिए बोल रहा है मेल में अगर 16 है तो obviously female में कितना होगा, डबल होगा 32. So let us look into the marking scheme. The male honeybee develops from unfertilized egg or parthenogenesis of female gamete, and the female gamete develops by fertilization of male and female chromosome. Now let us move into the next question. A single pea plant in your kitchen garden produces pods with variable seeds, but the individual papaya plant does not. Explain. बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है, पूछ रहा है कि पी प्लांट में एक ही प्लांट produces pods with viable seed. In your kitchen garden, a single pea plant produces pods with viable seed. कह रहा है कि हर पी प्लांट, अगर आपके किचन गार्डन में आपने पी उगा रखा है, हर पी प्लांट में आपके सीड्स बन रहे हैं, लेकिन पपाया में ऐसा नहीं है कि हर प्लांट में सीड बन रहा है. वाई? ये आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है. हिसाब से तो ये क्वेश्चन चैप्टर 1 से होना चाहिए था, बट यहाँ पर क्योंकि पी प्लांट को रेफरेंस में डाला है, सो आई पुट इट ओवर हियर. यू नो दैट बिकॉज पी प्लांट इज अ बाइसेक्सुअल प्लांट. वेयर इज द मार्किंग स्कीम? Because pea plant is bisexual or monoecious as you call it, ठीक है, but papaya is dioecious. That means the male and female they occur on two different plants, right? So this was NCERT में IQ based question. कोई हम पेज रेफरेंस में नहीं डाल सकते कि this has been asked from this page. See, pea plants are bisexual, they are monoecious, they are self-pollinated. Papaya is dioecious, unisexual. The plants are on separate plant. So the viable seeds, as there is no cross pollination, unable to produce viable seeds as there is no cross pollination, it could be a male plant which is unable to produce fruits and seeds. So this has given the alternative answers. आप ये भी लिख सकते थे आंसर में, ये भी लिख सकते थे, ये भी लिख सकते थे. In short, क्योंकि ये एक यूनिसेक्सुअल प्लांट है तो obviously the male plant will never be able to produce seeds. ठीक? So now let us move to the next question. The next question is what is a test cross and how can it decipher whether the plant is heterozygous or not. तो टेस्ट क्रॉस क्या है? प्लीज रेफर पेज 74 of your NCERT. You will find एकदम definition that type of cross where you find out the genotype of the F2 generation. ऐसा आपका NCERT लिखा है. हालांकि वो हमें F1 का भी बताता है, लेकिन आपके NCERT में definition में F2 डाला है. I have discussed it in the medical question paper as well. ठीक, and how can it find out the heterozygosity? So a cross जिसमें आप ये बता सकते हैं whether the genotype is homozygous or heterozygous, यानी कि ये NCERT का definition नहीं दिया है, own word definition दिया है, and इसका 1 mark. And then क्या है? How can it decipher the heterozygosity? You have to cross the plant with a recessive plant. यहाँ क्रॉस दिखाया नहीं आपका मार्किंग स्कीम में, पर आपके लिए बेटर होता कि आप है ना इसको पूरा क्रॉस दिखाते. That means the parent can be either capital A or it can be capital A small a. We cross it with the recessive parent. यहाँ मैंने T लिख रही हूँ, जब मैंने A लिखा है तो मुझे A ही दिखाना चाहिए. We cross it with the recessive parent, and जब हम इसको recessive parent से cross करते हैं, if all of them they come to be tall, better होगा आप यहाँ tall and dwarf ही ले लो. It's better you take tall. You have crossed it as if all the children are tall, that means it was homozygous tall, and ये small t into small t. If 50% of the बच्चा was tall and 50% was dwarf, जैसा आपके NCERT के पेज 74 में लिखा है, ठीक उसी को यहाँ पर theoretically actually लिखा गया है. Theory में लिख दिया है कि you are crossing it with the recessive. If 50% of the progeny have dominant and 50% recessive, then we know that it is a heterozygote. ठीक है, हेट्रोजाइगोट पता करने के लिए क्या है? रिसेसिव प्लांट से क्रॉस करिए. अगर 50% प्रोजेनी टॉल आता है, 50% ड्वार्फ आता है, इसका मतलब वो हेट्रोजाइगोट है, और सारे टॉल आते हैं, इसका मतलब वो होमोजाइगोट है. नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, वी विल मूव ऑन. 2017 2017 में 4 मार्क्स क्वेश्चन, बहुत सालों बाद एक ऐसा साल आया जब आप देख रहे हैं कि कम क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए इस चैप्टर से, ओनली 4 मार्क क्वेश्चन, अदरवाइज तो आप देख रहे हैं भर के पूछता है. सो नेम द टाइप ऑफ क्रॉस दैट वुड हेल्प टू फाइंड आउट द जीनोटाइप ऑफ अ पी प्लांट बेयरिंग वायलेट फ्लावर्स. अभी अभी आपने पढ़ा वो टाइप का क्रॉस जिसमें आप जीनोटाइप पता करते हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज टेस्ट क्रॉस. So we did it just now, so no need to waste much time. both hemophilia and thalassemia are blood related disorders in humans. दोनों ही blood का problem होता है. Write their causes and difference between the two. Name the category of genetic disorder they come under. दोनों ही में blood का problem है, उनके दोनों के cause और difference मैं फिर कहूंगी. गो बैक टू दिस, टाइमिंग नोट कर लो या ईयर नोट कर लो, गो बैक, मार्किंग स्कीम को खोलना, इसके सारे पॉइंट्स को नोट करके एनसीईआरटी में डाल देना. यू विल नॉट गेट सच गुड सीबीएसई एक्सेप्टेड पॉइंट्स, राइट. सो लेट अस सी. पहला पूछा है व्हाट आर द कॉजेज. तो ये कॉजेज में हेमोफिलिया में अ सिंगल प्रोटीन इन्वॉल्व्ड इन द क्लॉटिंग ऑफ द ब्लड इज अफेक्टेड. यू नो दैट. यहाँ पर एक प्रोटीन, ओनली बीटा प्रोटीन, बीटा प्रोटीन का भी जो 6 कोडॉन है और जो 6 अमीनो एसिड है, ग्लूटामीन और वैलिन वाला जो बात है, ओनली दैट इज गेटिंग अफेक्टेड ओवर हियर. ठीक. जबकि थैलेसीमिया में क्या होता है, देयर इज अ डिफेक्ट इन द सिंथेसिस ऑफ ग्लोबिन चेन, या वहां पर बीटा चेन बनाने वाला आपका बीटा चेन अबनॉर्मल बन रहा है, और यहाँ पर क्या आइदर अल्फा चेन या बीटा चेन कम बनता है. ठीक. ये हो गया. राइट आउट द कॉजेस, कॉज आपने लिख लिया. सेट एंड डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन देम, इसी में डिफरेंसेस भी डाल दिया है. ये सेक्स लिंक्ड रिसेसिव है, ये ऑटोसोमल रिसेसिव है, इसमें ब्लड क्लॉट नहीं करता, इसमें एनीमिया होता है. एंड नेम द जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर दे कम अंडर. बोथ ऑफ देम दे कम अंडर मेंडेलियन डिसऑर्डर. बोथ ऑफ देम दे आर कंसिडर्ड एज मेंडेलियन डिसऑर्डर. Is that clear? So now we'll move to the next question. 2018 में we had 8 mark questions, 1 3 mark and 1 5 mark question coming from this chapter. 3 mark question में था explain the mechanism of sex determination in birds. How does it differ from humans? तो बर्ड में आपको पता है the female is ZW, the male is ZZ. Female will form 2 type of gamete, male will form 1. It is the female which will determine the sex of the organism. So bird में female heterogamety होता है, female 2 तरह के gametes बनाते हैं, जबकि human में male heterogamety होता है, male produces 2 types of gametes. It is the male which produces 2 types of gametes. Next question is write the scientific name of the organism Hunt Morgan and his colleagues worked with for their experiments. You know it, the name of that organism is Drosophila melanogaster, which is commonly called as fruit fly. Explain the correlation between linkage and recombination with respect to the genes as studied by them. आपको पता है लिंकेज एंड रिकॉम्बिनेशन का रिलेशन इनवर्स होता है. मोर द लिंकेज लेस द रिकॉम्बिनेशन. वी विल लुक इनटू द मार्किंग स्कीम. हाउ डिड स्टुअर्ट वन एक्सप्लेन जीन मैपिंग व्हाइल वर्किंग विद मॉर्गन. ठीक है, उन्होंने बताया कि द मोर द क्रॉसिंग ओवर, the more apart the genes are, and the less the crossing over and more the parental type, more nearer the genes are. चलिए हम लोग देखते हैं मार्किंग स्कीम में आपका क्या लिखा है. फर्स्ट, the animal was Drosophila melanogaster. They observed that 2 genes located on a chromosome did not segregate independently. That is, the F1 ratio deviated from 9:3:3:1. What did Morgan and his colleagues observe? They observed that there was a deviance in the 9:3:3 ratio in the F2 generation. Then what did they infer? Tightly linked genes, they show less recombination and show more parental traits, and loosely linked genes show more recombination and less parental traits. That means genes present on the same chromosome are said to be linked, and the recombination frequency depends on the relative distance. As I told you, recombination and crossing over are inversely related with each other. Then Stuart one, what did they do? He used the frequency of recombination between the genes as a measure of the distance and mapped the position of the chromosome. Please refer page 83 of your NCERT and you will get the right these answers. Moreover, please go through these questions once again. Now in 2019, last year, what were the questions that were asked? We had 10-mark question from this chapter. Mention the cause of chromosomal disorders in humans. How do these disorders occur? It's asking about chromosomal disorder and not genetic disorders. Mention the causes. The cause is because of non-disjunction of chromosomes. That is failure of the chromosomes to separate during anaphase of cell division. ठीक, how do these disorders occur? ठीक, absence, अच्छा ये तो पहले cause में ये बता रहा है, either they will be in excess or abnormal arrangement of one or more chromosome, and this will be because of the failure of the chromosome to separate. This is called as aneuploidy or non-disjunction. You could have written any one of the points. This oblique sign means you could have written this, you could have written this, you could have written this. ठीक? Now this has been taken from page 91 of your NCERT. What is heterogamety? Explain the mechanism of sex determination in Drosophila. Heterogamety, again a repeat question. When an organism forms two types of gamete, that's called heterogamety, and Drosophila ka inheritance is same as that of humans. So let us see the marking scheme. Heterogamety is production of two types of gametes, ठीक है, either male or female. The sex determination in Drosophila में XX is female, XY is male. Female produces one type of chromosome, that is X. Male produces 50% chance है either X or Y. Now look at this. We will go here. आपका if it is the X fuses with X, then it will be a female, and if the X fuses with Y, it is going to be male. So this is the inheritance. Page 85 and 86. The inheritance pattern is same as in humans. Now next question is, how would you find out whether a given tall garden pea plant is homozygous or heterozygous? We need not say it again. We will know it through test cross. Substantiate your answer with the help of Punnett square. तो Punnett square से आप बनाकर दिखाइए. Given below are the F2 phenotypic ratio of two independently carried monohybrid cross. एक का आपका F2, यहाँ पर phenotypic ratio बोल रहा है, not genotypic. में आया 1:2:1. What does the first one suggest? Of course, it suggests that it is a case of incomplete dominance. And what does the second one suggest? It suggests it is a case of dominance recessive. It's a case of dominance. चलिए इसको देखते हैं. It can be done with the help of test cross, and you had to give both the test cross that was given in your NCERT, and then you had to interpret. ठीक है, अगर homozygous, you have to cross it with the homozygous recessive, and if the plant is tall, it can be capital T or capital T small t. Capital T will produce one type of gamete, this will produce two. You are crossing it with the dwarf plant. If all of them are tall, it is homozygous. And if all of 1:1 आता है, that means the parent is heterozygous. ठीक, incomplete dominance and dominance. 2020, that is this year. This year question paper, I have picked it up from net. I don't know what was the question paper that came in Ranchi, because a lot of set come now across India. So anyways, we can at least go through one of them. Explain the cause responsible in human. Okay, 1 2-mark question and 1 3-mark question. First we go for the 2-mark question. Explain the cause responsible in a human to have sex chromosome XXY instead of XX and XY. You know it, non-disjunction. List any 2 ways such individuals are different from the normal being. So we have done it many times. Explain the cause of here. If we have XXY, ये पूछ रहा है. because there is failure of segregation of chromosome, that means there is failure of non-disjunction, जो भी हम बोलते हैं, there is non-disjunction. When there is a gain, the XXY, such individuals have overall masculine development. However, female development like gynecomastia may come up and they are sterile. It's a repeat question. क्यों कहते हैं पास्ट क्वेश्चन पेपर सॉल्व करिए? देखिए आपके क्वेश्चंस रिपीट क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, यानी कि 2020 में आपने देखा ये क्वेश्चन पास्ट क्वेश्चन में आ चुका है. डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन पैटर्न ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस इन ह्यूमंस ऑफ ब्लड डिजीज हेमोफीलिया एंड थैलेसीमिया. हेमोफीलिया भी आपका पहले 2 बार आ चुका है, थैलेसीमिया 2 बार आ चुका है, इनका डिफरेंस 2 बार आ चुका है. इसका मतलब अगर 2020 में कोई बच्चा बिल्कुल भी पढ़कर नहीं जाता ये चैप्टर और केवल लास्ट ईयर का पेपर सॉल्व करके चला जाता तो उसके दोनों क्वेश्चंस उसके लड़ जाते. अब इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि एग्जाम में आप बिना पढ़े सिर्फ पास पेपर पढ़ के चल जाओ. दिस वाज अ गुड लक फॉर दिस ईयर एंड द स्टेट जहां का मैंने पेपर दिया है, अलग अलग स्टेट में अलग अलग क्वेश्चन पेपर आजकल जाता है. सो व्हाट आई वांट टू से इज पास पेपर कैन बी अ बिग सेवियर फॉर यू अगर आप प्रैक्टिस करके जाते हैं, राइट. सो आई एम पुटिंग दिस वीडियो ऑन यूट्यूब सो दैट यू कैन गो थ्रू इट अगेन एंड अगेन एंड बोर्ड के एग्जाम के पहले हर चैप्टर कंप्लीट करने के बाद 10 इयर्स का पेपर उस चैप्टर का पढ़ के जाना है. वी विल डू इट वेरी क्विकली, राइट. Differentiate between the pattern of inheritance in blood disease, hemophilia and thalassemia. It is sex-linked recessive, it is autosomal recessive. It shows transmission from unaffected carrier female to the male. Here the transmission will be when both the parents are unaffected but they are heterozygote. ये समझ रहे हैं ना? ये कह रहा है hemophilia is a sex-linked recessive disorder and this is an autosomal recessive disorder. ठीक, तो यहाँ पर क्या होगा? इट शोज ट्रांसमिशन. अगर फीमेल अनअफेक्टेड है तो इससे मेल बच्चा अफेक्टेड हो सकता है. थैलेसीमिया में अगर बोथ द पेरेंट्स अनअफेक्टेड है पर कैरियर है तो बच्चे में थैलेसीमिया हो सकता है. ये मैंने पहले भी बताया. इन दिस अ सिंगल प्रोटीन विच इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ कैस्केड ऑफ प्रोटीन, ठीक है, ब्लड क्लॉटिंग में वो अफेक्टेड होता है. यहाँ पर होता है ड्यू टू आइदर म्यूटेशन और डिलीशन व्हिच रिजल्ट्स इन रिड्यूस्ड सिंथेसिस ऑफ वन ऑफ द ग्लोबिन चेन. यहाँ पर होता है आपका वन ऑफ द एंजाइम जो कैस्केड में इन्वॉल्व है वो खराब हो जाता है, जबकि यहाँ पर होता है या तो आपका अल्फा चेन या बीटा चेन आपका कम बनता है. ठीक है, सो डिफरेंशिएट हो गया दोनों के पैटर्न ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस. द लास्ट क्वेश्चन 2020, compare the mechanism of sex determination in humans with that of honeybee with respect to chromosome. How is the gamete formation comparable in the above two cases? ये आपको बोल रहा है sex determination in human bee with that of honeybee. Human bee में sex determination is XY type, आपको पता है, ठीक है, XY type है. Female is X and X, male is X and Y. जबकि आपका honeybee में it is actually the set of chromosome that is haplodiploid. If the child is haploid, it's going to be male. If it is diploid, it's going to be female. ठीक है, an offspring formed due to the इन दोनों को describe किया है, आप अपने से पढ़ लेना. Now, how is the gamete formation comparable in both the cases? In human beings, both male and female gametes are formed. जबकि honey bee में female gamete is formed by meiosis. अच्छा, both are formed by meiosis. Human being में male gamete भी meiosis से बनता है एंड फीमेल गैमेट भी मियोसिस से बनता है. दोनों में मियोसिस इन्वॉल्व है. जबकि हनी बी में जब अगर मेल है तो मेल तो आपका हैप्लॉइड होता है, एन नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम है, गैमेट भी एम होता है, तो मेल में गैमेट बनता है बाय माइटोसिस एंड फीमेल क्योंकि यहाँ पर डिप्लॉइड है, फीमेल इज 2n and gamete is always n, so female gamete is formed by meiosis. So this is a comparison. A very good question. ह्यूमन बीइंग में मेल फीमेल गैमेट दोनों मियोसिस से बनते हैं, जबकि हनी बी में इट इज नॉट द केस, राइट. सो आई थिंक विद दिस वी हैव कम टू ओके देयर इज अनदर क्वेश्चन. डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन डोमिनेंस, इनकम्प्लीट डोमिनेंस एंड कोडोमिनेंस विद द हेल्प ऑफ एग्जांपल ईच. मैंने यहाँ पर एक टेबल के फॉर्म में बना दिया है. you can note it down and again I told you write it in your NCERT. जस्ट नोट इट डाउन. सारे क्वेश्चन 2020 के पास नहीं आए हैं, कुछ क्वेश्चन रिपीट हुए हैं, कुछ नहीं भी हुए हैं जो भी मैं बोल रही थी, पर कुछ तो रिपीट हुए हैं. सो यहाँ पे मैंने डाला है, आप इसको क्विकली हम देख लें, स्कैन कर लें एंड लेटर यू कैन नोट इट डाउन. डोमिनेंस में ओनली वन अलील इज इनफ फॉर एक्सप्रेशन. इनकम्प्लीट में Here one allele for a specific brain does not completely dominate. यहाँ one allele completely dominates. And codominance में both the alleles they are equally expressed. यहाँ पर phenotype heterozygote and homozygote का same होता है. यहाँ heterozygote में intermediate effect आता है और यहाँ heterozygote में phenotype both का आता है. ठीक, और एग्जाम्पल है यहाँ हाइट, यहाँ फ्लावर एंड स्नैपड्रैगन एंड ब्लड ग्रुप. बहुत अच्छे डिफरेंसेस मैंने यहाँ पर डाले हैं, राइट. सो प्लीज नोट डाउन दिस डिफरेंसेस. दिस इज अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. पुट इट इन योर एनसीईआरटी. जब मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ एक पेज में लिखो, एनसीईआरटी में स्टेपल कर लो ताकि बार बार कॉपी भी खोलने की जरूरत नहीं पड़े. सो विद दैट आवर क्वेश्चन पेपर डिस्कशन फॉर पास्ट 10 years इट्स ओवर. फ्रॉम 2011 टू 2020 यानी कि इस साल तक का हमने डिस्कस कर लिया है. And one conclusion, let us quickly conclude. One, codominance, multiple allelism, we are going to do it very thoroughly. Second, why is hemophilia, more common in males than females? This we are going to do it very thoroughly. ये दो तो बहुत ज़्यादा repeat questions हैं. इसके अलावा you have seen the type of questions that are asked. So please go through it once again. If you think it is important, write down the questions and the important answers as well, somewhere in a copy or in your NCERT. And I hope now the NEET papers are discussed, the board papers are discussed, the entire chapter is over. So just go on revising, do it, study hard, important question both for medical and board examination. So now we'll meet in the next lecture now in my next lecture we'll be starting chapter 6, molecular basis of inheritance. Till then, as I always say, खुश रहिए, मस्त रहिए, लेकिन पढ़ते रहिए. And thank you.